What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the War Central Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to be breaking down the below the line winner predictions here for the 97th Academy Awards. Very excited to talk about these. These are right around the corner. It's kind of crazy to think because of the shifts with the fires and everything like that. The nominees came out, and then it's like, oh, hey, like, voting season's here. A lot of things have unfolded, and then the Oscars are right there, March 2nd. You know what I mean? So it's right around the corner. There's so many different award shows coming up between, we got Critics' Choice that just happened, BAFTA, SAG. Now we're going to talk Oscars. So it's very, 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 very exciting. Before we dive in, folks, we are available on all podcast platforms. We're also available here on YouTube. If you're watching, you can subscribe, like, comment, do all those funny, weird things that all the podcast hosts ask you to do. As always, joined by my partner here, Mr. Benji. How are you, man?
Let's learn to press on mute first. But yes, very good. Very good. Thank you, sir. Very excited to be back here talking about, I can't talk for yourself, but probably my favorite thing of the year, which is the Oscars. And with all the changes and the fact that the voting period hasn't even started for the Oscars yet, I'm very curious to see where both of our stances have changed.
Absolutely. Obviously, we're going to talk about some of the not so quote unquote popular, categories for those of you at home. Yeah, we're going to talk about live action short, documentary shorts. We're going to talk about all of the shorts. We're going to talk about international documentary, the music, the visual effects, the sound, the makeup, hairstyle, film editing, cinematography, costume design, production design, and animated feature film. Yeah, so that's all the categories. I just ran them down because I was like reading them off the top of my head. That's not off the top of my head, folks. That was not that as impressive as you think it was. But yeah, and then we will return in 2 weeks to give our final predictions on those big time categories that everybody loves to talk about. But we're going to kick it off, obviously, like I said, with the nominations for let me see. Can I fix it like I did last time? I did. Look at that. He's getting fancy. Look at this lady. She's like pointing to us. All right. But you know what? Live action short film. This is the funny thing. So normally I don't do a lot of research on any of these until like my final predictions. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to throw out a Women of Prayer and just guess today on some of these categories. The below, these below line ones, not the more other categories, but it takes a lot to make a short film. We're not discrediting that at all. Short films are hard to make, and they're hard to get made. So I don't know what any of these movies are about yet. I have seen a couple of them. I just don't remember which ones. I have it written down somewhere because obviously, throughout the year, you watch short films. But for me, live action short film on Jay. I'm Not a Robot, The Last Ranger, a Lean, and The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent. All right. For me, I'm going to go on a whim here and just say that The Man Who Cannot Remain Silent will win. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But Benji?
You know what's funny is that usually either the movie that's got the shortest title or the very longest title wins, and that the big dirty secret of this category is I think sometimes they don't even watch these shorts. They just simply tick off what one they think sounds best. But on this one, I'm pretty sure there's a pretty straightforward front runner, and that is Anuja. Actually, I'm going to go with.
Sweet. Cheater. All right. Documentary short film. Death by Numbers. I Am Ready. Warden. Incident. Instruments of a Beating Heart. And The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Instruments of a Beating Heart sounds like an Oscar-winning film. So I'm picking that right now.
I'm going to go with I Am Ready, Warden.
Cheater. All right. Animated short film. Beautiful Man in the Shadow of the Cypress. Magic Candies. Wander to Wander. And Yuck. I'm going to go Yuck. Just because I want to announce whoever announced the winner of the Academy Award for animated short film is Yuck.
I'm going to go with Beautiful Men.
You're a cheater. All right. Now, back to uncheating.
And I love it.
All right. All right. So I forgot. I literally knew we were doing this morning, and then I forgot that there was going to be these short films. But now let's get to some, some of the other categories that you might know about here. International feature film. I'm Still Here, The Girl with the Needle, Amelia Perez, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, and Flow. I think I'm Still Here is going to win this.
You know what? I've been so excited to talk about this category for the past few days, and I'm glad it's here. And I'm also I'm glad, but also very surprised we're on the same page. So the voting period hasn't even opened yet for international, for not even for this category, for any of the categories. With all the controversy that's come out and the fact that passion for I'm Still Here keeps growing and growing, and the fact that it then got into Best Picture, that Brazilian fan base as well as that Brazilian base in the Academy are going to really, really, really up this film. There's been examples before with like Pan's Labyrinth and The Lives of Others, where Pan's Labyrinth got into a load of categories. The Lives of Others just went into international feature and then won. And I feel like we're going to be in the exact same scenario. I think I'm Still Here will probably win this category come the end of the day, even if all of these other awards bodies that had finished voting ages ago gave Emilia Perez. I still think I'm Still Here has a very, very good shot of winning. So yeah, I'm very surprised, Ricky. I've got to be honest, but also very glad we're on the same page there.
Oh, I mean, the only reason I went I'm Still Here is because of the controversy. So I don't think that's with the voting body still not have voted yet, and voting still being open. I do believe that it's going to happen. So documentary feature film, Black Box Diaries, No Other Land, Porcelain War, soundtrack to the Coupe d'Atite, and Sugarcane. Nothing would make me happier than No Other Land to win. You know what I mean? We're talking about a film that still has not, picked up a distributor, if I remember correctly, still.
Which is crazy because it's already on streaming. Like in the, I don't know about in the US, but in the UK you can now rent it to stream. So it's clearly found some sort of base, but the fact it hasn't picked up a distributor yet is fucking wild.
I agree 100%. All right, so that's it. No Other Land, I think, is going to win this category.
I think No Other Land is going to win this category, but the one I'd like to see win is Black Box Diaries. I love that documentary.
All right, original score: The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. The Brutalist is going to win.
The Brutalist is going to win. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's close to tied up. Maybe Conclave could come in and surprise. Volker Bergman did win for All Quiet on the Western Front, which is what Edward Berger's last movie was. So it could very much happen. And Conclave seems to have a better shot at the Oscars than All Quiet did. But I'm still going to go Conclave. The Brutalist. My bad. The Brutalist.
All right. Let's see here. Music original song. Man, this like a week ago felt like it was the a lock of the century with Al Mal, and I don't know now. I'm still gonna go Al Mal just because, but could this be the year that Diane Warren finally wins her first, wins that Oscar? So yeah.
I feel like this might be the only category where Emilia Perez is still safe, and purely because, if I'm being honest, maybe I'm biased, but the competition in this category this year is so weak to the point it's comedic. They could have nominated so many better songs, but they didn't. So I'm still going to stick with Al Mal. But then again, yeah, I'm looking at that Diane Warren documentary, and I'm thinking that documentary. Fuck me. Oh, I'm tired. I'm looking at that Diane Warren song, and I'm thinking if she's got as good a chance, maybe now is the time. I think it's unlikely. I'm still going to go Val
Mal. Visual effects: Alien, Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. I'm going to go Dune Part 2 here.
I agree. Dune Part 2. I'm pretty sure when you look at the rest of the nominees, that one's pretty tied up.
All right. For sound, we have A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I think this is another win for Dune Part 2.
I would agree. I think this is another win for Dune Part 2.
All right. Moving on to makeup and hairstyle, we have A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. I think this is going to be The Substance.
I agree. This will be The Substance.
All right. Moving right along to film editing. We have Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. I'll let you kick this one off.
This is where it gets interesting because I honestly think it's between Anora, The Brutalist, and Conclave. The Brutalist is probably the number 3 out of all of those, as it didn't get into everywhere. So then I'm really looking at Anora and Conclave, and that really depends on where the season decides to go, whether they decide that they love Anora or Conclave. or maybe even The Brutalist. So I'm really looking at all these nominees, and to be honest, to give you a bit of a spoiler alert, I'm just going to go with what I think right now is the most likely to win Best Picture. So for that reason alone, I think I'm going to go Conclave.
I'm going Conclave as well.
Oh,
all right. Cinematography: The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria Nosferatu. I think this boils down to just the fact that we're looking at some peppered awards. You're looking at where the strongest movies are. Whether you agree or disagree, I completely disagree. But give me The Brutalist. But Dune Part 2 wouldn't exactly shock me, I don't think.
Dune Part 2 would by far and away be my choice. I always think about that opening scene, and especially that shot where they're kind of floating up onto that rock, and I love that shot so much. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be The Brutalist, if I'm being honest.
All right. Let's see here. Costume design: A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. I think at the end of the day, if you're talking about the night and you're looking to award a film that probably won't win any other awards, maybe wins one other one, but this could be a double up for Wicked for the next two categories, but maybe not. But give me Wicked here.
I agree. I think Wicked's going to win here.
All right, production design: The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. I'll let you kick it off.
So, in a normal world, in an ideal world, Dune Part 2 would win this category. And I know a lot of people will probably be screaming at the screens right now to go with Wicked. But then I also look at The Brutalist and what they did on such a small budget, and I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility. But with the controversy around The Brutalist and the whole AI thing and how they use that to design some of its landscapes or support the design of the landscapes, I'd say, I'm pretty sure it makes it unlikely. Conclave, I'd love to see, but it's a contemporary movie, and they close to never give production design to contemporary movies. Nosferatu is lucky to be here, to be honest. So when I really whittle it down, it's between Dune Part 2 and Wicked. But because I think Wicked in general is a lot more stronger than Dune Part 2, I'm going to go with Wicked.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Like that's where I was thinking, like the double up, right? Could this be the only two movies that Wicked wins? You know, or not wins of the night for Wicked? It's very much a possibility here. Obviously, there could be some other things that could come into factor here, but I would like to see Dune Part 2 win this one too. You know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty nice. All right. Our last and final one for this particular episode here, animated feature film. We have Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, and then The Wild Robot. This one's a little bit close because I feel like it's either Flow or The Wild Robot, and I think you can flip a coin, and I think Wild Robot's going to eventually win just because of the love elsewhere.
I'm looking at what happened last year, and I feel like Flo and the Wild Robot are going to have a very, very similar circumstance. So for that reason alone, I'm actually going to be a little bit risky, and I'm going to go with Flo. I don't think Flo's going to win everywhere, but I think Flo could get Golden Globes and Annie or Critics' Choice or BAFTA, and I think that'll be enough, and it will propel it to a win.
Yeah, I agree. It's like I said, it's kind of one of those things that could be very much a toss up here. I am going to change things up. We kind of breezed through this a little bit, so I'm going to change things up a little bit. Benji's not prepared for this change up, and I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of what he has to deal with when he deals with me on this podcast. So we're going to do something we're going to do something real quick here. Give me a second to get my page up and going here. I can't find where I am looking for, but give me a second. Oh boy. There we go. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it does. We're gonna go here. All right, we're gonna put him on the spot here. You know what? Instead of, like I said, we're only 15 minutes in. We want to give you a little bit of more time on the podcast. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the BAFTA nominees and share our predictions for BAFTA. We're only gonna do it for the above the line categories here.
Here we go.
But I figured why not toss it up a little bit and have a little bit of fun on our way out the door here. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is Best Adapted Screenplay. We have Emilia Perez, we have Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, A Complete Unknown, and Conclave. But I'll start here. Just like the rest of the award season, I do think Conclave begins its sweep.
Yeah, there's no way that Conclave does not win here. So Conclave 1,000%, 1,000%. If I'm wrong, then I will punish myself dearly. But I am very sure that Conclave is winning here.
Best original screenplay: Honora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, The Substance, and Kneecap. Benji, the floor is yours.
I don't think The Brutalist is much of a screenplay movie that will win anywhere come the end of the day. So I'm really just looking at the rest of the nominees, and the truth of the matter is that it just does whittle down to Nora. So I'm going to go with Nora here.
I'm going to go upset here, and I'm going to say The Substance.
If that happens, I will dance in the street naked. I will not say no to that.
All right. Best actress in a supporting role. Get off my screen, Culkin. All right. Wait a minute. What is his name? Oh, Kieran Kyle. Man, you never trust a man with two first names. All right. Best actress in a supporting role. Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, Jamie Lee Curtis, Isabella Rossellini, and Zoe Saldana. I still think Zoe wins, but Isabella Rossellini could potentially play upset here.
I'm going to go with Zoe Saldana here. I feel like this might be the only category that wins at BAFTA at the end of the day, but she's kind of been able to steer away from all the Amelia Perez controversy, and she did quite well to speak out against Carla Sofia Gascon, which probably really helped her. And even though I still think Ariana Grande at this point is my frontrunner to win the Oscar, I don't think Ariana Grande would win at a place like BAFTA. I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure, but I'm more sure that she'll win over Grande. So I'm going to stick to my guns and go with Zoe Saldana. Number 2, probably Ariana Grande. Then I agree. Isabella Rossellini could be a completely out of left field surprise.
Best actor in a supporting role: Yuri Borisov for Honora, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain, Clarence Macklin, Sing Sing, Edward Norton, Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. This one's a little bit closer than I think all the rest of them will be. I'm still going to go Culkin, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pearce won.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I still think it's going to be Culkin, but the BAFTAs have proven time and time again, movies that feel very American do struggle at the BAFTAs a lot because they've got a very European base. So for that reason, I am kind of putting a lot of edge in the fact that Culkin may not win here. I still think he'll win at the Oscar at the end of the day, even if he loses here, but it will show some sort of momentum and competition. So I'm going to go with Culkin, but I'm going to say like 45% Culkin, 55% Pearce. So I think Pearce is right behind him.
All right. Best actress in a leading role: Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez, Marianne Jean Baptiste for Hard Truths, Mikey Madsen and Nora, Demi Moore, The Substance, Saoirse Ronan for The Outrun. I'm going to go upset here. I think Marianne Jean Baptiste wins.
I completely agree. Wow. We've actually agreed a lot more on this episode, on these episodes than I think we ever have before. I actually think Marianne Jean Baptiste has a real chance of upsetting with all the controversy around the rest of these actresses and the sheer upset that came with her snub and the fact that we love her in the UK. I think Marianne Jean Baptiste has a fantastic opportunity to win here, and I will not be upset with it one bit. My number 2 is Demi Moore, and I definitely don't think that's wrapped up, but I feel like this is a category where I want to go a bit risky because I feel like it could pay off.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a Demi or Marianne for sure. Best actor in a leading role: Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet, Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes, Conclave, Hugh Grant, Herdic, Sebastian Stan, The Apprentice. Eileen Brody, Irene Rafe. Could Timothy win? I don't know.
I mean,
Bob Dylan has a wide reach worldwide.
in the UK especially.
Yeah, so it's like it's I don't know.
And also, I'll remind you, Austin Butler won here for Elvis.
Exactly. So, and he should have won the Oscar.
The
Oscar. Should have.
Chalamet, I won't judge you for it.
Should have. I'm gonna let you pick first. I'm
going to go Ray Fiennes for Conclave.
Damn, that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to copy you because we've been copying each other this whole entire damn episode. I'm gonna go Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing.
Whoa!
Just to be different. All right. Fair. Best director: Amelia Perez, Honora, Conclave, The Brutalist, The Substance, and Dune Part 2. God, wouldn't it be just cool if Denis won? Like, wouldn't it be cool?
Wouldn't it be nice?
Brady Corbet is going to win this, unfortunately.
Yeah, Brady Corbet is going to win this. It would be silly to predict anything else. If it wasn't for this Carlos
Holman
Sofia
Domingo is going to
Gascon,
win Best Director. You know what?
if it wasn't for this Carlos Sofia Gascon controversy, I'd actually be saying maybe Jack Zardiard could win from Emilia Perez, but I think that's gone completely out the window. So I feel like it's just paved the way even more for Brady Corbet.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Let's see here. What do we got next? We have Best Film. We have Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, and Emilia Perez. What do you have here?
I have The Brutalist, but I also as I'm talking, I'm changing my mind. A lot like you, I want to be different, and if I am right, then I want to be smug about the fact that I'm right. So actually, no, I haven't got The Brutalist. I'm going to go with Conclave for this category, and then right behind it is The Brutalist. But I feel like Conclave has a great chance of winning Best Picture, and if it does have a shot at winning Best Picture, how can I say that about it at least winning the BAFTA? So yeah, I'm going to go Conclave.
I'm mad because I was like, we're going to be different here. I was like, we're going to be different because I'm about to say Conclave. And you're like, I'm going to go Brutalist. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then you had to go. No, you know what? JK, I'm switching to Conclave. So I'm going Conclave. But I really hope maybe this is like, this would be a really cool momentum shift because nothing would make me happier than the talk of Conclave being that movie, as long as it did. Everybody's been talking about how it is the movie. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen type of thing. And it's going to win Best Picture. And as each day goes by, and as every controversy throws out the window, the least controversial film being about a bunch of priests is definitely not so, is definitely at the forefront of the world. So I like it. And first off, I mean, not to take away from Conclave, it is a phenomenal film. So let me just
Great
quickly
movie.
say that it's an incredible movie. So that being said, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week we'll be back with our SAG predictions, and then of course followed up by our final Oscar predictions. And then you will join us as we are live post Oscars to break down who won. And how predictable the night will be and how annoying will be when it is quite predictable. And we complain about how predictable it was, even though the season was kind of fun until it's not anymore.
Until it wasn't, yeah.
It was fun until it wasn't. When you look back at time, they're like, man, what did you guys think of the 2024 movie award season as a collective whole? And you're like, man, it was really fun because it was quite unpredictable until it wasn't fun anymore. But that being said, Benji, as always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being on the fly here with the BAFTA predictions because we want to give you guys a little bit more time to listen to the podcast. We have some fun, and I mean fun, exciting things coming your way post-Oscars. We're not leaving you this year. We're coming back strong post-Oscars with quite a creative idea that Benji came up with, and I've kind of solidified that idea that he had with some fun stuff too. So it should be fun. I look forward to it, and we will be back again next week.
Thank you very much.